I keep giving bad people good ideas.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video, we're gonna be doing another little commentary video, and by the title, we're gonna be talking about the whole looksmaxxing and the whole looksmaxxing community. And I made a couple videos like talking about people within the looksmaxxing community, if that's somebody going from looksmaxxing to being a pedophile, or just the generic, clavicular videos. Again, I always like trying, throw in my take, try and make a little bit original, because again, at the end of the day, I know a million people have already had their opinions or takes, all this shit. I'm just trying to throw in my 2 cents, maybe throw my opinion out though, fuck it, it's the fucking internet. And again, at the end of the day, with the whole looks maxing shit, it's honestly just a whole bunch of people, and I'm not trying to bully people. I'm not trying to be like, haha, point and laugh, but it's honestly a whole bunch of people with mental illnesses. It could range from many. I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick, but we could see it with certain people, if that's like with clavicular. And it's not even going over things like he's talked about, like him being autistic or anything, but obviously he has social anxiety and certain things like that, and that leads him to doing heavy and hardcore drugs and shit. He's talked about doing meth and shit like that. Should you go do meth because you have social anxiety? It's probably not the best of answers. Probably other things you could do before doing that, like maybe smoke a fucking joint, like goddamn. And I know people shun weed and shit on weed all the time, but think about it. Do you want to smoke crack or meth or smoke a joint? Which is worse, like both are gonna harm your body, but I think a little joint is probably gonna harm your body way less than smoking fucking meth. But again, you pick your poisons. And even with another guy I talked about, I forgot his name because again, he's a piece of shit, and it's probably good that I don't really give him any, light to his name, even though all his shit probably got wiped and he's still probably rotting in prison, hopefully. But there was this like looks maxing guy. I made a whole video about it. You could go check it out on my channel. But pretty much he went from, doing generic looks maxing shit, collabing with people and, doing all this shit. And he low-key was going on Discords and shit, trying to hit up underage girls and shit, got exposed for it. And he was exposed for having access to like 3 terabytes or some shit. Yeah, pretty fucking gross and disgusting. So again, you can see where it stems from, and I think one mental illness that they all share in common. I'm not saying they're all like pedos or they're all like have social anxiety or this or that. Each of their own. Each human has their own issues and shit. Again, we're not all perfect, but again, I feel like overall the whole looks maxing community, it's just people with body dysmorphia to the fucking max. It is insane. You could see it with each and every single one of them. And I'm not saying like again, point and laugh at them, but again, it should be raising some red flags and so like definitely in mental health communities. I'm gonna drink some water again because fuck it, fuck you. I'm human. Throat's dry. But not like, oh, go throw them in a soft room, but definitely they should maybe go do some counseling, maybe seek a little bit of help, because again, at the end of the day, it's like they're just focusing on looks, if that's their hair, their jawline, their nose, their fucking lips, whatever the fuck, their face, all of it, their body. And it gets to a point, obviously, where they're destroying the whole fucking body in the process, if that's doing hardcore drugs, doing steroids. You see that in like bodybuilding communities sometimes and shit. Even wrestling, pro sports sometimes, but definitely in the looks maxing community, no one's really restricting anything, being like, you cannot use steroids in the looks maxing community or else you will be banned. Like, again, it's a kind of like any other online community. you could kind of do whatever the fuck you want, as long as, I guess, you don't get banned from every platform or whatever the fuck. But pretty much it has spiraled obviously into this whole chaotic mess of like, it's just, again, I'm not trying to like be like point and laugh in this, but it definitely should be something that gets looked like into like research wise. Like, I'm not saying go round up every looksmaxxing and stuff, but I definitely do think it is another modern like age stage of like mental illness, if this is like another extreme version of like body dysmorphia or something like that. Again, with this, I'm not trying to like really, like a lot of people's takes is like, oh, those are the stupidest people, look at what they did, this is dumb, this bad, blah blah blah. Because again, I can make like individual videos about that, or again, you could watch Billy Bob's video, or I could just copy Billy Bob's video and say the exact same bullshit. But kind of taking in a more, I would say, professional, or more, I would say, smarter approach than just really a bullying and kind of like nitpicking approach. Again, I'm gonna nitpick the fuck out of this shit because some of it's like the dumbest shit. Because again, depending on the community and stuff like that, some look maxing communities aren't that bad and they're kind of light, and it's just kind of like, okay, motherfucker just kind of cares a little extra about how he looks. Or again, there's these like crazy rabbit holes like clavicular, or it's just like straight up like, dude, like he might not be able to fix this one, and it's okay to go get some help a little bit. And again, I'm not trying to bully, point the finger or whatever, but like honestly, if I was in that position, I'd probably look around and be like, okay, I'm in a bit of a fucking pickle. But again, it's hard to kind of see that because again, there's a lot of meals and like smoke when it comes to popularity these creators get sometimes, the connections they get and stuff like that. So again, they're getting kind of rewarded for the shitty bad behaviors that are pretty much destroying their bodies, reputations, or whatever. And a part of the whole looks maxing shit is to be like not just looking good, but also have this like crazy respected presence and this nice like almost arrogant or um godly kind of presence, or attitude, or respect. Again, like this whole like, oh, people respect you type of thing. But like, again, a lot of looks maxing creators don't get taken serious, they're not really respected. And I'm not trying to say that in, again, a point and left type of way, but with some of the shit they spew, sometimes you're just like, oh my fuck. And again, some of them do take the shit out of like, take the shit and, joke around with shit, and that, whatever, the content creator try and make those shit entertaining. But then there's some that, again, take the shit a little too serious, and it's like their own, like, looks maxing has became their own, like, religion and shit. It's just, it's weird. I don't really get it. And again, like I said throughout this video, it is a clusterfuck of fucking mental illnesses. You see with a lot of these weird communities online, 90% of them are these weird clusterfucks, a mix of fucking people with these weird mental illnesses that all somehow share one common mental illness. I think with the looks maxing community, it's obvious these days that it's obviously high extreme body dysmorphia, if that's shit they were growing up, that they were dealing with, that kind of didn't get solved the correct way or was unsolved, or if it's shit from, we see online. Well, again, reality, like, the shit you see online does destroy reality to a point. Well, it's like, yeah, you could achieve those things, you could get those things, but then there's some shit where it's just like, homie rented that shit and he just trying to look good, or okay, there are certain connections that motherfucker has that, again, you can maybe get, but chances are you better probably stick it on your own little project you got. And it's just, I think, like, at the end of the day, like I said, it is a little, most of these communities sometimes don't mean harm, or they don't mean harm, or they're not as harmful, but then there are some like clavicules and a list of others that you could probably come up with that are just these terrible, shitty examples that almost like destroy, the good creators, if there, are any. I don't know. I don't really look into the looksmaxxing community. I could give two less shits. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. But I do like to believe that there are good creators out there that are doing it legit and, just kind of like messing around with the community, and they find a sense of community in it. But then again, the toxic shit kind of is what it's a plaster, and that kind of makes the headlines, and it's kind of almost becomes a poster boy of the community, and it happens with a lot of communities in general. And I do think at the end of the day, the extreme cases, I'm not saying every single person that is into looksmaxxing or whatever, memes about it, whatever, if they're into it, meme about it, whatever the fuck, that they have fucking body dysmorphia, that they have these mental illnesses. I'm just talking about more the extreme cases, the wackos, the motherfuckers like clavicular and shit. But again, at the end of the day, I'm taking more of a, better approach than really to point and laugh at them. But again, I hope you guys enjoyed today's little random ass commentary. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and thank you. Shit, English, holy fuck. But again, thank you guys for all the recent support on the channel. The channel kind of boomed again. Hopefully we could get another little boom. We'll try and hit 400 subscribers, and we're like 19 subscribers away. So hit that subscribe button. Let's try to hit 400, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys. I ain't with the drama. Look at me, my